Well, usually day 2 and day 3 are good for batting, and I think it'll probably be the case with this wicket. Although, as we can see, there's a few little areas which are a little bit worn, and that's what's causing a little bit of inconsistent bounce. And you contrast that to all this grass that's over here, and you can see the difficulty there is for the batsman. There is a few dead spots, which is leading to the ball just keeping a little bit low and the odd one jumping. And also, of course, we know that there is some encouragement for the spin bowlers. We've seen Kumble and Murray spin the ball. So as the game progresses and today progresses, I'm sure that the spinners will come into their own.
So here's the first ball of the day with Tendulkar in the strike. That is a very good delivery and a very close decision for umpire BC Kure. That was very close indeed. Just thrusting the left pad out. May just have been hit outside the line of the off stump. Got it through, gone for 4. So Ganguly finishes off the over with the boundary, 241 for 4. Good combative over from De Silva. Finish it off with another short one, but this time Ganguly got it away. Although he doesn't play that hook shot with all the certainty in the world, he just pivots around. And while he did get it away for 4,
I think the byproduct of it is, as they just check the ball again now, they use the rings and just see if the ball slips through comfortably. If it does, generally they'll go on and continue using that ball. But by becoming more square on, I think what it's done is to extend the delivery stride of Chaminda Vaas.
Just a bit of swing there and appeal for a catch.
And I think we'll see this one as coming from the pad, and a fair bit of bounce there for Chaminda Vaas. He's very enthusiastic. I think for the LBW it certainly wasn't out. It was far too hard. We'd been going over the stumps, and then there was a second appeal, thinking it might have come pad via glove, but certainly wasn't out.
So some encouragement here for Vaas. And again, can a new ball make that much of a difference? And played away on the onside. That was nicely played. He allowed the ball to swing and play it late. And with Arvinda in pursuit, he'll look for 3, that's for sure. And the 250 here coming up for the Indians. And this time he's hammered this Tendulkar. He's hit it so cleanly that it's gone probably over the line. We'll have to take another look.
This is a fantastic shot. De Silva trying to bang it in. Tendulkar not a great hooker at the best of times, but in that particular occasion he's really got onto it very, very quickly. And it looks like it's probably just cleared the ropes.
What did that miss? That was so close. So good comeback by De Silva. 260 for 4.
Well, De Silva very, very unlucky on this occasion. We see this one banged in. It really didn't get up much, but just enough to beat the stumps, and really came quite slowly off the wicket. Just see if there's a little hint of dust there, but Tendulkar playing out swore. He just got an edge to it.
Oh, that's a lovely shot of the back foot. He's found the gap through the offside, and he doesn't have to run.
This is probably the classic shot of the day. It's just a little short arm jab, but the hand's going straight towards where the gap is. and no one moved. It really was a beautiful shot by Ganguly. He really is gaining in confidence now. Just a little push through the ball. Very heavy bat, and if it comes off the middle of that, it really does fly to the boundary. None of the cover fielders moved at all.
And straight away, now he's found the gap on the offside. He's got a boundary in that direction, and a man has gone to position at deep point.
Tendulkar will not run. He decides himself that he had deliberately patted that ball away and that he wouldn't have got the leg bye from the umpire in any case.
You see him here, the ball hits him on the hip. Looked to me to be a fairly genuine attempt, but he bailed out at the last minute, but by the time the ball had gone, so he got a run.
Run 2. Magnificent. Whipped away for 4.
I've had the feeling in the 2 test matches that Pushpak Amara has tried to run in too fast, tried to bowl too quickly. This is a great shot. Just straying onto leg stump. The power on the placement, quite amazing there. Just whipping the ball away with consummate ease. I feel that Pushpak Amara bowls better when he's bowling just within himself, not trying to run in so fast and bowl so quickly.
He's gone. He's finished now. Tendulkar drives Pushpak Amara straight into the midriff of Muratharan, and India have lost their 5th wicket for 276.
Well, I didn't think he was quite finished just then, but he is now. Fairly good delivery there, a little bit of outswing again. Muratharan got almost so excited he went down on his knees before the ball got there. Great excitement in the Sri Lankan camp because they know now they have a chance to get back in this game. 276 for 5. Tendulkar batted so well. It's amazing how often you get a reasonably straightforward dismissal just out of the blue when someone looked, as in Tendulkar's case, as though he had set himself to bat all day. A good delivery. You can see the ball just starting to swing away. It draws the shot. And I think at the end Tendulkar realised the ball was starting to swing and he tried to pull back on the shot. Maybe if he'd gone through with it, he may have got it over the infield and the ball could have fallen safely. But a good catch there to Muratharan. A lot of excitement in the Sri Lankan camp because they know how important that wicket was. But you've got to make comment about Sachin Tendulkar. He's got to be one of the best batsmen in the world. No doubt about that. He's had a lean trot for a while, but quite an emphatic return to form in the last couple of weekends. And he's such a delight to watch. And look at the joy on Muratharan's face there. He's delighted to take the catch.
Nayan Mongia comes in, the wicketkeeper, and a batsman in his own right. In fact, the opening batsman in the last Test match comes in to replace Sachin Tendulkar.
Oh, that's a lovely shot by Ganguly. He doesn't have to run for that. He's timed it so well that he'll reach the ropes without any problem.
A classic off-drive Tendulkar dispatching, or Ganguly dispatching Pushpak Amara. Perfectly timed. This really is the timing which has really been the feature of his innings.
And And this is hammered off the back foot for yet another boundary through the offside.
Gloriously played by Ganguly. This man certainly has impeccable timing. As soon as Muralidharan dropped it short, he was very quickly onto it, giving himself a little bit of room and just picking that gap. He just knows exactly where the open spaces are.
And he sure does pack a punch when he hits through the offside. He'll have to hurry up, and that would have been out had he hit there.
Mongia certainly looked to be in trouble, just dabbing at that delivery from Pushpa Kumara on the onside and taking off. But he was well far short of his crease and had to virtually throw himself in the end. Muralidharan very quickly onto it and missing the stump by inches.
He was gone there, and Muralidharan hit the stumps. He took on one of the best fielders in the Sri Lankan side on that occasion. He's the lone man appealing on the ground there, Pushpa Kumara. Very enthusiastic cricketer.
Pushpa Kumara more in hope than with any conviction. Going up very, very vociferously.
Edged, and that's gone past the man at second slip. A chase here for Jayasuriya, but the ball beats him to the fence.
His ploy almost paying off that time. Drawing Mongia into the shot outside the off stump. Uppishly past second slip. Just eluding the hands of the diving Mahanama.
Chances of an umpire's finger going up if you're trapped in front of the stumps of the back foot are much more than when you're playing forward to a turning ball. But Mongia, with that single off a no ball, gets to the non-striker's end. And it also brings up the 300 for India. That shot, and that's dispatched by Ganguly. No problem in hammering that over mid-wicket for 4.
Ganguly's long wait for the bad one rewarded. That time Muralidharan going short and Ganguly pulling it away into that vacant mid-wicket region.
And again going for the pull, and that hit the pad. Otherwise that would have gone into the middle stump. But just because it pitched outside the leg stump, he couldn't be out leg before.
That was a very near miss for Ganguly. Just hitting the side of his pad and failing to get to the wicket. So Ganguly being hit on the pad, but the ball did pitch outside leg stump, so Ganguly gets away.
And runs here for Mongia on the onside. Long chase here, but the ball will go to the fence. So he's timed that well. Didn't seem to hit it too hard, but the placement was right.
That really breaks the shackles for Mongia. A rather gingerly looking delivery from Sajib De Silva on the onside. Pitched up and Mongia clipping it away.
So very good partnership between Tendulkar and Ganguly. 126 for 4 when they came together. And now Mongia and Ganguly 35 together. It's a lovely shot. Off the legs. Carries him up to 97. Beautifully tucked away, a no ball as well. But beautifully played.
Ganguly waited for it and timed it, turned his wrist around, the ball was angled into him and helped it down into the away container. 2 fielders down there, but the placement perfect.
This will be his 100. He knows it. He raises his bat over his head. Saurav Ganguly, his 3rd Test 100. And what an important one this has been for him. He joined his captain, Sachin Tendulkar, yesterday with India 126 for 4. The innings at the crossroads replying to Sri Lanka's 332. His captain got 100 and he's followed him with his 3rd in Test cricket.
What a way to bring it up. Right behind it, straight drive past the bowler. Timed beautifully, a lot of pressure in that.
Bowled him, and he's hit the stumps this time. So a good piece of bowling, a little bit more flight on this occasion. Known Mongia probably frustrated just as much as anybody else. He's had an expansive drive at the one that's gone through the gate and knocked him over.
And here we see, that's a really very good piece of bowling. Really flighted it up. And Mongia sucked into the drive, really didn't get his foot across to the ball at all, and it's spun a long way. When you do flight the ball, it does spin a lot. Pitched a little bit in the rough, and Mongia, of course, a little bit frustrated. He hadn't been able to get it off the square, and full marks to Murali there. He really did earn that wicket.
328 for 6. Muralitharan could bowl them from well outside the stumps. That's come back and hit middle and leg stump, so it's spun back a long way. The wicket has fallen, and we get a close look at it from the stump vision. Bruce, you can tell us all about it.
Yeah, he turns the ball a lot from outside, wide outside off stump, and I just mentioned earlier on that he does bowl people from out there, and it was amazing how it happened just after we called it. But if it hits them in the pads, the umpires reckon it's not going to hit, but he does. He bowls them consistently from out there, and it's magnificent flight and turn, and you can't bowl much better than that.
Yes, he really gets the ball above the eyes, and that's one of the secrets.
You can't bowl much better than that.
Good shot. That'll bring him a boundary. No need to run for those. It's a genuine half volley on leg stump. Very heavy bat. Comes down the straight line. Once it made solid contact, it was always going to the boundary, and that brings up the first innings lead to India.
Yes, beautifully struck. Good balance. Not trying to hit the ball too hard. Just perfect timing, perfect placement. He knows where he wants to hit it, and haven't seen that shot all that often. But when he does time it, he hits it very, very well, Ganguly.
That's out. From pad on to bat, straight into the hands of Silly mid-off. Muralitharan has struck again. He's on a roll.
Yes, this is very, very good bowling. You saw the flighted delivery. Kumble just patted away. It's a sort of half appeal. He had it in the back of his mind, I think, this time. So he decided, yes, I've got to play at it. And it's gone from the bat, from the pad to the bat, and neatly taken.
Yeah, it's 334 for 7.
Kuravilla putting on the helmet. Abhi Kuravilla, the right-handed batsman, fast bowler.
Too good for him. Good 4-5 inches there away from the ball. That was slanted across him. The Indians would want some sort of a lead here.
Well, that's a fantastic stroke. Magnificently struck, waltzed down the wicket, used his feet beautifully and picked it up and hit it clean overhead. Superb stroke. And, well, the intentions are clear.
Well, this was really a glorious shot. He said earlier in his innings he's capable of playing the shot. Lovely footwork.
Gone, another one from Elitharan. Well, he doesn't take very long to go through the tail enders. He turns the ball so much, you're not too sure how to handle him. And Kuruvilla going in almost the identical fashion as Kumble went.
Well, one can't just understand Kuruvilla's tactics here of just prodding. It was just going to be a matter of time before he would be dismissed. This one just maybe going off the pad onto the bat and then a simple catch to the man at Silly Point. Mahali Jayawardena. So another wicket here for Muralidharan. He's picked up 4 in this innings already. It's 342 for 8.
Here's how the last one went, Kuruvilla.
Yes, the first intention again to play with the pad. And this has gone off the pad, then onto the bat. And a simple catch to the man at Silly Point there. Pad play is not all that easy. You've got to either have your pad there or your bat. When you stick out the pad and the bat together, then there's every chance of that happening.
That was the last ball of the over. Jayawardena's second catch in succession in that position. So the number 10 comes in, Venkatesh Prasad.
He's never going to get a leg before from that angle with the ball pitching outside the leg stump.
Wonderful attempt to make the save. And he succeeded. Magnificent piece of fielding in the deep.
Well, he's the substitute fielder here and he's doing more than a good job, Upul Chandana. Very quick across the turf. And very quick to get up again and pull it back just inside the rope. So this one's going away to third man. Prasad wants the second. And he'll get it.
Yes, good intelligent bowling. Tried to slip the Yorker in there. He was actually quite unlucky to get 2 runs off him. It came off the outside edge. But the right delivery tested him with a short one. And you can see there, Prasad just getting the bat down in time. But that's good intelligent bowling.
Oh, he has a go at this one. He's got the width and he's found the boundary.
Yes, that's very good batting. Really is a very good striker on the offside. Not many that he swings through. It's fairly wide, so not necessarily bad bowling. Looking for that deep gully catch. But Ganguly's been in for a long time now and really committed to that shot. Beautifully struck. When he hits it, he really does time it very, very well. You can see the width here, looking for the catch in the gully.
And he cuts again. This will be another boundary. 2 very good shots in this over from Saurav Ganguly.
And Sri Lanka will just have to be a little bit careful that this man doesn't take control. All the runs that you get after you've passed the opposition's total just seem to be a lot more difficult to get, and that's very well executed. Short and wide, so the full and wide delivery through the covers, the short and wide delivery past backward point, both of them struck extremely well, timed to perfection. Last delivery, a very short one, looking for the catch at short leg.
He's got him, I think, with this one. A loud shout, and up goes the finger. Deceived Venkatesh Prasad, got the outside edge. Prasad stood there for a while. It'll be interesting to see if the bat hit the ground or the ball took the outside edge.
So Prasad departs, and change of angle for De Silva. He's pitched it right in the block hole. It's pitched on the foot mark and just caught the edge. Umpire BC Kuri, I think, was unsighted. Wasn't sure whether Kalu had actually taken the catch. Once he was satisfied in his own mind that it had carried to the wicketkeeper, he gave him out. So India 3-5-9 for 9. And here we see it in slow motion. Well pitched up, attempted Yorker. And Prasad, still very difficult. It took a nice puff of dust. Didn't really deflect that much. And one wonders whether third umpires can be called in it for decisions of this nature if the umpire himself is not sure. And if we go back to the umpire, you see him trying to satisfy himself that the ball actually carried to the wicketkeeper.
Yes, he gave it on the sound, but I think there was some daylight there between the bat and the ball. The bat had actually hit the turf. And no wonder Prasad was a little upset.
Not the normal shape that he usually does. Probably that was the reason that there was some
on the track and smashes it straight back over the bowler's head. One bounce over the rope. That was again struck very cleanly by the left-hander.
So the intention's very clear. Not much is known about Mohanty. He really hasn't played in Test cricket before, so Ganguly, he's going to take it upon himself. And beautifully down the wicket, and that is very powerfully struck.
He's equalled his highest score in Test cricket. Down the track, again hit, but there is a long off and the ball goes over him. Again, beautifully struck by Sourav Ganguly. That's the second six in this innings for him.
And that's just an out-and-out line drive. So beautifully struck. I think the fielder on the boundary thought he had a chance for a moment, but that one was going at 100 miles an hour. Really right through it. Didn't hit it very high. And sailed over the fielder well back, but absolutely no chance.
There's good cricket here. With just 2 deliveries remaining, that means Mohanty will have to face only one. He's taken the single. Oh, he goes over the top. And 4 more runs. So this is some entertaining stuff here from Sourav Ganguly.
Yeah, he's made up his mind. He's really trying to stretch this lead as far as he can and doing a magnificent job. 11 off the last over, and he started this one off with a 4. Perhaps the only place he could have got a 4. Mid-on was up. I don't think he'll be up for very long.
Mohanty on strike now. And this is very dangerous to do, not offer a shot to a ball that's turning in.
Yes, this must be awfully close.
And he goes over the top. He's not timed with the man running in from long on. He'll take the catch. So the Indian innings comes to an end. Good catch by Chaman Nawaz to end a very, very fine innings from Sourav Ganguly.
Yes, and Ganguly just a little bit frustrated there. He didn't quite get onto this.
right shot, real one-day shot. Got it high on the bat. And Chaminda Vas really made a lot of ground, took that quite comfortably. That's his second catch. Caught drive it very well at fine leg as well. So 2 very good catches for Chaminda Vas, but what a great knock from Ganguly. His highest in Test cricket. Played superbly, and with Tendulkar, they've given India just a little bit of a buffer.
Yeah, the Indian card for you. Jadeja dismissed for 1. He got a chance in this game to open the innings and make a contribution. Dravid for 2. That time India were in trouble at 9 for 2. A good hand from the Indian captain. 139. And Ganguly 147. He was the top scorer. The 2, Tendulkar and Ganguly, put on 150 runs. Sri Lankan bowling again. Most of the bowling done by Muralitharan. 4 for 99. Pick of the Sri Lankan bowlers, but good spells too in between from Vas and Sajeeva De Silva.
He's off the mark straight away. And that, in fact, is his first single of the match. He had 8 boundaries in his 32 in the first innings. So he's got a change of method in the second.
So Sanath Jayasuriya is always focused very positively, looking to get off the mark straight away. He hates to be in that situation of not being without any runs.
It's away to the boundary. That's a good start for Adapatu. Good timing and placement. Didn't try and hit the ball too hard, but it was a loose ball, short and wide. Mahanti, as Ranjit said, just looking to me as though he's perhaps striving to bowl a bit too fast, and he's lost some of the control he had in the first innings.
Beautiful shot there by Marwan Athapattu. He really makes the hard part look so easy. Batsmen usually a little bit tentative early in his innings, but Marwan Athapattu really gets away in the early stages. It's really in the middle that he tends to get a little bit circumspect.
And enthusiasm for his bowling in the first innings. Again, he gives him too much width, and that's a really good shot. And they're shots of a class player, and that's what people say about this fellow. He looks so good when he's playing his shots. It's to be hoped for his sake that he can go on with it today and get a big score, because he really is an attractive player.
That really is a shot which brings about the class in Marwan Athapattu. Very quickly onto the back foot and just punches it. In fact, spanks it through that offside. The ball racing through to the boundary.
Full delivery, and he won't bowl so many ways to Jayasuriya and expect to get away with it. He didn't try and hit it very hard. He just whipped it away on the leg side, made sure he picked the gap.
That was really a juiceful toss to Jayasuriya on his legs, and with all those vacant areas, Jayasuriya had no difficulty in just nudging it away for 4. Just hit it very firmly. So Venkat Prasad certainly will have to come up with a better approach. He certainly has done his stuff for the Indians in the absence of Srinath.
This time he whips it away on the leg side. He doesn't get the timing that he normally shows, but they'll run 3. Pretty good batting wicket still. That's up and over. He does that very well. You can't afford to stray onto the leg stump. He doesn't worry about hitting it on the ground. He just waits for the ball, picks it up, and lands it about 2/3 of the way to the boundary with very little effort.
Prasad continued to struggle with his line. That time once again straying on Jayasuriya's leg side, and easy pickings for him. So the Sri Lankans showing no inhibitions at all, despite the fact that they're just 43 runs behind, taking on the Indian bowlers and punishing whatever is loose.
So if Sri Lanka can get to about a lead of about 250, 300 by the end of tomorrow, it'll be quite interesting. And the positive way these two players have been playing, both Jayasuriya and Athapattu. That's a nice shot from Jayasuriya going through with it, pitched right up to him. And if they go in this positive way, Tony, and get you a lead of about 250, 300 by the end of tomorrow, we'll be having a match in the hand.
Well, the same thing can't be said for Kuravilla. He's been whipped away down the leg side for 4 by Athapattu.
Kuravilla angling that down towards the leg side. Athapattu using it, playing it very fine.
Short enough that he can put it away. Just the 2 men on the leg side, plenty of empty space out there, 4 runs.
Kuravilla dropping it short. Athapattu right over it.
And pulled away, no problem at all. It's not quite timed it as well as he would have liked. And Kumble will have the opportunity to just pull it back inside the rope. So another 3 runs here for the Sri Lankans. And as Barry Richards mentioned in the previous over, they've really had no problems. But what has disappointed me has been the body language of the Indians when they came out. They should have been at the batsman's throat. Even if they couldn't do it, at least that attitude should have been there, because they were up and ahead by 43 runs. The Sri Lankan batsmen have had no problems whatsoever.
And again, beautifully struck. That really is well timed, and he's certainly got the talent to do that.
Very close, but I don't think it turned enough. Might have just missed off stump. But an error in judgment there from Jayasuriya. Good over for Kumble, 64 for no loss.
And this is very, very close. For the second time in the over, Jayasuriya must have had his heart in his mouth. That was a very big shout. It perhaps didn't turn back quite enough, but well, it's certainly well worth a shout there. Jayasuriya, you can see trying to walk away, not paying any attention to it. That's often a sign that the batsman is really worried about it.
Edged and taken off the glove of Nayan Mongia. Again, a casual shot from Marvin Athapattu, hitting Nayan Mongia's glove and then ricocheting straight to Mohammad Azharuddin, who made no mistake. So Sri Lanka lose their first wicket.
And Athapattu again playing a very loose shot. We saw that at Premadasa, playing it a wide one. This one just a little bit unlucky. Bounces on him. He goes to run it down, but it bounces. Fine edge and very quick reactions from Azharuddin. Very good in the slip area. So Sri Lanka lose their first wicket, 65 for 1.
Bowling right arm over the wicket.
This will race away to the boundary. It was a little close to him, but he controlled the shot well, Mahanama.
It's a pretty good shot in the end. I think the ball just came back off the pitch a little bit, cramped him for a bit of room, but he watched it very carefully. You see the head right over the ball, playing it nice and late, right off the middle of the bat.
An appeal, a very loud appeal. The Indian fielders all going up, but Jayasuriya padding it outside off stump, and in fact did play a shot.
A very confident appeal. Koda, the substitute fielder there at silly mid-off, he was quite confident. Please, please, Mr. Umpire. This time he pulls out the sweep, it'll probably go fine enough, and it does, and fast enough. So just sliding down the leg side as he's wont to do this time, Kumble.
Mahama getting a little bit of bat on that sweep, and once he gets it fine, there's no stopping on this outfield, which certainly has been running very fast. So that really has broken the shackles for Mahama. Hitting it very late and getting it fine.
Now it's dropped again. They're going to offer it this time, and they're going inside. So there's no doubt the light is deteriorating at quite a rate. Previous time they checked, it was up around 8, then it dropped down into the 5s, and then it was below 5. So as the light deteriorates, there's no doubt the umpires can offer it. Jayasuriya just explaining to Mohammad Azharuddin that, mate, you can't expect me to bat in the dark. Don't mind batting against you in the sunlight. So we've had another long day's test cricket here at the Sinhalese Sports Club. Sri Lanka batting in the second innings. Have lost the 1 wicket. They're 77 for 1. Jayasuriya is 34 not out. Atapattu was out for 29. Kumble was the wicket taker. So in 22 overs, they have a lead of 34 runs. India 375 in there.